What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to talk about White Fox. Now, unfortunately, I don't have White Fox's newest uniform due to the fact that I was actually boycotting during this, and that really does suck because this uniform really does offer so many good things for your characters with leadership, and that is going to be the main reason that people are going to tier 3 her, and that's pretty much the reason why I'm going to tier 3 her. But I mean, getting this extra basic attack by 15% is insane. The chain hit damage by 10% is massive for, those characters like Luna, Sharad, Cable. I mean, just crazy. And then ignore target dodge rate by 30%. And that's a big one right there. The ignore target dodge rate, I think, gets looked over quite a bit, especially against Null. Because whenever you have extra ignore dodge, especially for a character like, say, Luna, who has no ignore dodge at all, it means that you can actually replace an ignore dodge striker with a damage to supervillain striker. So you're actually gaining more damage to the boss, right? That is a huge thing about this uniform, but unfortunately this is the one that I have, and we're going to go ahead and tier 3 old girl because I do think whether you have this uniform, her base kit, or the newest uniform especially, she is worth tier 3ing. So let's check this out. We're going to go ahead and remove the camera here so we can watch this tier 3, and let's check it out. I'm not gonna lie, I really like that. I thought that was pretty damn cool. That was pretty damn cool. So right now she's got 35,000 physical attack. Nothing really too major. And the truth of it is, I really don't want to build the character because I know I'm not going to end up using her for a damage dealer. It's just not going to happen. You'll see that with the obelisk. I mean, I do have some physical attack Urus on her. I mean, I do like White Fox. And this kit really is kind of the bare minimum. I mean, you're going to have the charm, but none of these things like the charm, the entice, paralysis, none of these things are going to work in World Boss Legend, which is really where you're going to want to use her. I mean, that's really why you're tier 3 in the character. I mean, yeah, if you have the newest uniform, it does do really good damage, especially in the regular World Boss. I don't know how well it does against Mephisto and Null because I haven't seen anybody do any clears with them, but I'm sure it's not too bad. And then we just got a regular stage 5 overdrive set, and then we got CTP of Insight. And this is what I mean, Mike, right? This is why you're going to want to tier 3 this character, because the difference in having White Fox and not having White Fox with your damage dealers that have leadership is actually pretty strong. It's pretty strong because even this uniform offers an extra 10% to your basic attack, right? On top of the 60% damage to supervillains. And the newest uniform, you actually get 65% damage to supervillains. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's 65%. Let me look here. Yeah, it's 65%, and you get a decreased damage received from supervillains by 30%. So the uniform this newest uniform really does. It rewarded all the players that went out and spent money. And again, unfortunately, a lot of us were doing a boycott, so we didn't buy it. So it's one of those things that can rub a player the wrong way, because I even made a video a long time ago saying how the boycott, if they didn't address a lot of the issues at the time, that a lot of people would resent Netmarble because it would mean that they wouldn't be able to get this uniform in the future. And I can tell you, those things are coming to fruition, at least for me. I mean, I'm not salty to any player that bought this uniform at all. It's awesome. I can't blame you. But I do feel a little salty that I didn't buy this thing, but it is what it is. So let's take her into some World Boss and just see what she does, and then I'll show you guys a little comparison difference here. So we'll go against Proxima here. We'll do stage 99, and we'll have White Fox in there, and let's see here. Now here's the thing. Well, Valkyrie, I said White Fox, Valkyrie in there. So Valkyrie's going to have 50% damage to supervillains. Nick Fury's got all this crazy attack buff, the 55% damage to supervillains, the increase to attack, and we don't need a heal. Actually, White Fox already has a heal on her 4th skill, and because she has Charm and Entice, I mean, you can pretty much keep opponents locked down for the most part. I mean, I'll probably end up dying. And since we have a CTP of Insight, we don't really have to worry too much about a rotation, although I'm still going to try to use a rotation. So, I mean, we're applying all this CC, and there we go. And, Proxima can't do anything at all, which is pretty awesome. We get our heal. We'll do our tier 3 here. And we'll go back into the 5th skill. I mean, the truth is, White Fox has a lot of survivability because of her heals, because of her crowd control. I mean, she's actually a pretty cool character, but as you can see, without a damage proc really, and not really having the greatest build, it's really not going to be nothing special, at least in this uniform, right? But you got to admit, the crowd control that she has is just nuts. I mean, I love the hell out of it, right? She's so easy to play. All you got to do is make sure that she applies that charm and an entice, right? And you know, and I'm fluctuating between the 5 and the 1. I'm keeping them kind of separated. So right now I'm doing the 5, and then I apply that charm, right? Make sure it ends. And then I go through the other skills, make sure I get my heal. You got to let that 4 play out to get that heal. I mean, actually, White Fox is actually almost on pace to do stage 99, even with the CTB of Insight. Actually, she is. She's pretty much on pace to do this. Wow. It's really not too bad. Not too bad at all. I mean, considering it's just a normal rank uniform and it's a very old uniform, right? This thing's outdated pretty much against the newest one. But not too shabby, not too shabby. So you guys pretty much get the drift of her damage, at least with the CTB of Insight. I'm not going to put a damage proc on her because, one, I know she's just going to end up being a support. That's pretty much what she's going to be. That's why everybody's going to tier 3 the character, and rightfully so, right? And that's what I'm going to show you right now. So against Null, against stage 25, where we can actually use females, I'm going to show you guys the difference between using, you know, a leadership like this one right here, right? That's going to increase Starog's damage by 45%, versus White Fox that's going to give 60% damage to the supervillains and the extra 10% basic attack to Sharon Rogers. Now, if you had the newest uniform and you had this, and you were trying to do this comparison, you'd have to adjust for the ignore dodge strikers, but we really don't need to. So since Sharon's already got a CTP of energy on her, we'll go ahead and run with this team right here. We got 3 ignore dodge strikers, so we're gonna have max ignore dodge, and we'll switch out White Fox and put in someone else in here. There we go. So let's see how much damage we do here. So hopefully we play Sharon correctly here. And you know, with Sharon, it really does depend on the damage that you take. It might have been better to do this with Luna. I should have done the 1 first. We'll take a little damage here. And now we do the tier 3. I got the SFX on, man. Okay, we'll just go ahead and keep her in there. I think she'll be all right. All right, and we're just going to wait. There we go. We tried taking a little damage right there. I think we might have missed the proc. Yeah, I think we missed the proc right there. There we go, there we go, there we go. And, oh, that's kind of the thing about this uniform is really this has been a lot better with the SFX off. Okay, run over here. We don't have our immunity yet. I might have missed the proc again there, but that's all right. So we, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, right? So about 1:30 for 1 full run. So let's see what happens when we put White Fox in there. Okay. Well, let me look at something here. So we're actually getting a little extra energy attack also with White Fox on the team. So 1:30 is the time to beat. Let's see what happens here. There's always going to be these variables, especially with a character that has to take damage to deal more damage. But I think this uniform is a little bit more consistent when it comes to those kinds of things. And I should have hit my... There we go. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, we don't want to use our tier 3 right now. We're just going to go ahead and wait. We're going to let our immunity get ready. There we go. And you can see the difference already in the damage. It definitely looks like, having White Fox is going to make a huge difference, which really does come as no surprise. Come on, man. Attack me, buddy. Now there, I should have hit my tier 3. But as y'all can see, we're still doing really, really great damage. We're just going to go ahead and hit our tier 3. We didn't really take any damage there, but that's all right. And now look at this, right? Look at this. And this is just off the cuff, right? Me just coming in here. There's almost a 30-second difference between having White Fox, this version of White Fox. If you have the newest uniform, it's going to be an even bigger improvement because you're going to get the extra 10% chain hit damage. You're going to have an extra ignore dodge, which means you can put in a super villain striker or a striker that offers damage to super villains instead of using ignore dodge, right? That makes a huge difference. I mean, getting extra damage to super villains on top of having the extra 5% all attack, on top of having the chain hit damage. I mean, all these things and the extra 5% damage to super villains from White Fox, because in this uniform is 60% and the newest is 65%. So those of you that have the newest uniform, I mean, you're going to see an even bigger difference than this having White Fox on the team. I mean, that's an insane difference. That's an insane difference. It just makes characters like Sharon Rogers and Luna and Cable, and I believe Shang-Chi has the leadership as well, to do a lot more damage. I think Sentry has the leadership. I mean, all these super strong characters are going to be meta. I can't remember if he does or not. Yeah, man. Moon Knight's got the freaking leadership. I mean, all kinds of great characters have that. And that's going to be the big reason why people level up White Fox to tier 3. That's an insane difference. That really is, man. Now, granted, the first run I did wasn't the greatest, but still, I mean, you're just going to see an insane damage boost to your characters that have leadership by having White Fox at tier 3. So should you tier 3 her? I mean, that's completely up to you, but personally, I absolutely think so. Supports never fade. You can always use these characters. They'll never die. There's going to be more characters in the future that's going to have leadership, probably more meta characters. We all know that Sharon and Luna, they're going to get other uniforms in the future because they are Netmarbles babies. So let me know how y'all feeling about the added bonus of having White Fox as tier 3. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT+7 time. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.